No, now it's rolling. Keep it like right there. What's that?
You can hear me?
No interruptions. Sorry.
Oh. You can hear me, right?
Yeah,
or you can't?
I think so. Let me do the microphone check real quick. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, both.
All right,
Both
perfect.
of us are here. Episode 15. I did a couple of these with Aaron, and it's been a while since I ever did. It's awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how to
what
podcast.
to say.
Like,
It's awkward in the beginning until you get used to whatever. It's not like an interview though. I don't want them to be interviews. I want them to be like genuine conversations.
Yeah.
About what's going on.
I think it's
trying
good.
to get it comfy. I zip tied them, and this is like a portable ghetto rig I made.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to make it portable because it's like.
I thought it was
it.
literally made like that with this thing and everything.
I should patent it.
That's pretty
portable
cool.
podcast.
Yeah, make some money off of them. Literally, they're like
sell them.
It's like engineering.
Yeah, I think
cool.
me and David and Omar are gonna do one later. But
today?
Yeah.
Johnny said he wanted to too.
I know, but I ran over here because I wanted to get one with you first before, because I know I've been wanting to talk to you about this forever. You've always been my gauge for like what's going on in the world and stuff, like current stuff.
I'm always too talkative, but
in a good way though.
Yeah,
I think
I'm chatty.
Chatty Cathy.
Chatty, very chatty. But
I don't know what I want to talk about. Like, what's going on in like what do you think is going on? I don't want it to be like an interview though. I don't want to ask questions like that. But what do you think's like political wise, like the?
I don't even know anything about politics. Like nothing.
Try not to pay attention to it.
Yeah, I just don't even really do anything. I just always be home.
Yeah.
And
I saw Edgar's car here, so I kept knocking because I thought he was here, but he's at work.
I'm so funny. Earlier, I went grocery shopping and I came back, and I'm like, "What's Edgar doing here?" I was like, "Oh yeah, he's at work." Like,
he has a work van.
Yeah, him and his dad have pretty much a group together.
Yeah.
His dad's the main boss, and they go like pretty much to Naples in like this one spot. They work for a company right now, all the way up until December, and then they get like a vacation. His dad goes to Mexico, and then he'll be here, which is actually really good because when the baby comes, it'll be around that time, so I won't have to worry about being on my own. Though? His dad, he's gonna be in Mexico.
When the baby's born?
No, when the baby's born, like at first, I think they'll be here, but once she's born, I think they're gonna leave.
Yeah, because they go to Mexico for like a whole month.
They go every Christmas break. So
for like a while.
Last year they went for like a month, but the year before that they went for like 2 weeks. And last year when they went for a month, like Edgar stayed there for 3 weeks, and I was like, oh my gosh,
you want
like
your
this
baby
forever.
back?
Yeah. And then he came on a plane back. I was at work and he just came pulling up at Popeyes, and I'm like, what the heck? Like,
surprised you?
Yeah, I was like, I thought you were gonna be gone
awesome
longer. Guy. Yeah, and he's
awesome.
like,
I'm
no.
so proud of you guys.
Yeah, it's
Both
crazy, right?
Yeah, time flies.
And now that Liza's gonna live here, I'm nervous about it. Like,
yeah.
It's not that I'm not confident in her. I'm just nervous that, I don't feel like I'm making a mistake because, that's my sister. I want her to feel safe where she lives. I want her to be able to know that she can come home and lay in her bed and not have to worry about, anything else.
A
like,
solid roof over her head.
Yeah, a very good foundation for her, and hopefully she'll get it together. And
you guys have always been able to talk.
Yeah.
Really openly together.
But I'm nervous because she don't like to keep jobs. She likes to have fun.
Well, she wants to have. She needs to find a job that she's comfortable in doing.
How I think she should do it is like try to find a night job at Walmart. Like she will definitely get hired. Oh, my uncle's calling me. Like she'll definitely get hired if, she wants night shift for sure at Walmart. Like she's good whenever she does the interviews. Like she's.
They say it's a good thing to be disagreeable though. Because she's disagreeable a lot, but they say it's a good thing to be disagreeable because that gets you to the top faster.
Yeah. Like, I think it'll be good for her. It's just because it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But she likes to go out and stuff like that. So what I think she could do is work night shifts. Then whenever she wants to do her party day or something, like go and hang out with her friends and drink or something like that, then she'll be used to being up at night and...
Yeah.
That's like for her, and through the day she can just relax, like
take her
yeah,
sleep.
Like I think that will be good for her.
Her grandma does it. Your grandma does it.
Yeah, I think that will be good for her. And then on her days off, then she'll be used to being up at night. She could sleep through the day, and then when she wants to go do her nightlife, she'll be good. So I don't know. She's supposed to come today, and we're supposed to talk about it, but I'm nervous.
To split the bills wise?
Well, not really, because she's just. I don't want to give her like you know, I don't want to put a lot on her plate. Like,
Yeah.
I want her to still be able to keep some money in her pocket from her job, you know,
Right.
so she can, you know, be able to do her thing. But,
Yeah.
like, I want to teach her responsibility because really she doesn't know responsibility that much. Like,
Yeah.
she knows, but she doesn't, you know, like, when she got her phone, like, when she got the phones and stuff with my mom, it's, like, 3 or 4 lines, I think. And, like, right now she doesn't have a job and my mom pays it.
Right.
So since that's the case, I don't want it to be like that living here.
Yeah.
Like, I want her to know, like, you're coming into this as an adult. Like,
Yeah.
this is what you have to do. This is what you have to take care of. You know that's your responsibility, and you just have to stick to it. And I will give you a second chance, but there's not going to be
Yeah.
a lot of chances. Like,
There's no classes on that though. On
Yeah.
Is there a class in that in high school? Responsibility?
no, I think you just have to be smart and
It's
like,
hard though. It's hard
teach
to.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it is hard to be responsible. It's hard to manage things, but you just
go
have
with
to.
you go where your interests are. You don't
Yeah.
really go where you're supposed to go or what the
Where you
social
need to go.
conformity is
Yeah.
or whatever.
Like, where you're needed. It's just more of where you want, like, you
Well,
know.
keep saying low battery.
Oh, it's the little fire thingies.
Oh, smoke alarm.
Yeah, the smoke alarm.
What kind of batteries does it take?
I don't know, but
I'll replace them for you.
for real, I need you to. Like,
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Does it keep saying that all night?
All night, I can't. I hate it. At like 4 a.m, I'm waking up like, really, I just want to break it, but I can't. I hate it.
Tell the landlord. AC and everything work good here?
Yeah. I mean, when we first moved in, there was like a little bit of like things that we needed to fix
Right.
that it was like, come on, you had them working on here for like months.
It
You
looks
should have
nice
had
though.
it fixed.
It
Yeah.
looks nice, fresh paint and cabinets. And
Yeah.
everything. Cool.
It was awesome.
So clean and
It was
ready for the
definitely
baby.
worth it. Took a while to get everything situated and make it homey, but now it's homey. Like,
Yeah.
now that Liza's gonna live here, like, we'll have another room filled out and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, like, her living here won't only just make her responsible, like, her more responsible and more of an adult and more, like, mature and want to be, you know, more
Present.
and more, like, I guess, just responsible for herself. I
Yeah.
guess, like, she's too dependent on others. Like, she depends too much on my mom for things that,
Well,
you
she's
know,
new
she
at life.
committed to before. You know, like,
Yeah.
a long time ago, I had told her, I was like, oh, you know, you can get a room set, like, brand new furniture room set for your room under my name. Like, but last time I did that with the couches,
You need
she effed me over. So
Yeah.
I was like, honestly, I'm going to talk to her again, and I'm just going to be like, look. Because I told her, I was like, but I do have a queen-size mattress. You just need a frame.
right.
Or, no, just a box spring, because we have, like, the metal frame, and you can just get a dresser. And she's like, yeah, I'd rather do something like that. But I'm going to tell her, like, instead, just put it under your name. Because I am still trying to teach her responsibility.
Does
So
she have a car?
no.
That's hard.
So, and that's another
That's
thing,
so
too. I'm
difficult.
trying to teach her. Like, I told her, I was like, you know, you don't have to worry about getting a ride to work. Like, I'll take you. Like, I'm here to help you
Right.
get better, you know.
And get a car
But,
and then get yourself
yes,
around.
I was
and-
like, but eventually, like, all that money that I'm expecting you to, you know, put away when you can, that's going to help you to get on your feet, get
Right.
yourself a vehicle, pay, like, save so much off so that you can pay as much off as you can. Only have to pay a little bit and then still be able to afford your insurance. So I'm going to try and teach her how to manage that. So
It's hard. There's no class on that. There
No.
used to be, what was it called in high school? They used to have like home ec, where
something
they teach
that.
like home stuff.
don't do that
and
anymore.
then how to balance a checkbook. No
Yeah,
one teaches you.
they don't do
nothing.
anything like that anymore.
It's all up to the parents to teach all the rest of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
like me,
as
I
a
had
parent,
to
I'm
learn
like,
on my
oh my
own.
god, I gotta teach all my kids.
It's hard. I had to
Yeah.
learn on my own. My mom and my dad didn't teach me. Like,
Not only that, 'cause I find myself not wanting to teach my kid because I don't want her to see all the stresses that I go through. Like,
yeah, it's hard
what-
though.
I
But
don't
you
want her
have
to see that we're broke. Like the
Yeah.
reason we're not getting the Happy Meals or the reason we're not getting this, that, and the other is because it's at zero or negative. You know?
Yeah.
It's like struggle's real, and I don't want. That's the reason.
Yeah, and it's
we
hard
do
to
so
manage
much for them is because we don't want them to think about
to
that
think
kind of
that
stuff.
it is.
Yeah.
But eventually they grow up and you have to teach them, because if
Yeah.
not, then the younger they learn, I guess the easier it is for them, because
Yeah.
the older that they learn, it's going to be harder, because they're going to be like, I want,
Yeah.
but
They went
then
through all that
you have no more
adolescence.
money. Like, then you throw all your money away and you have no more money. You want, but
Yeah.
you didn't manage enough, so now you can't do this or you can't do that. And you would have been able to do it if you didn't get this little $5 thing, you know, like, that you
Once
really
a
didn't
week
need.
or once a day. Every
Yeah,
day,
that
all
you really
week, and
didn't
then it's
need,
all
but you
gone.
wanted, you
Yeah.
know? So I think it would be better for them to learn younger, because for me, since I had to grow up so fast, I taught myself a lot.
You saw
like,
a lot of stuff at a young age. That was
grew up
serious stuff.
so fast.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you knew when your mom was broke. You knew when you were struggling
we
with
knew
the lights
when we were
or struggling
poor,
with
like,
the water or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew because, unlike y'all, you know, y'all make sure that y'all kids at least, you know, like they have food, they have light, they have water, like
Right.
you know, the necessities.
Right.
Like the wants can wait if they have to, but even if they don't have to, you're willing to give it to them because that's what you want to do as a parent, you know. And even I understand that because I'm already going to be a mom. So, like, I understand that without my baby even being here.
Yeah.
And your kids are here, so you understand that. But at the same time, you know, y'all kind of manage enough to make sure that, you know, even if it's a little want, you can still kind of get it,
Yeah.
you know? If you can't get it this time,
It's
then
getting harder to
next
trick
time.
them, though. Like
Oh,
with
yeah.
the cheaper stuff.
They're
like
sneaky.
They're not
They're
only
sneaky
sneaky, they're
ones.
up on the times. They're like, they know this is cheap, or, you know, this is not what it.
Yeah, like
what you
they're
said it
not
was gonna
like,
be.
oh, it's not as expensive. Like
Yeah.
they think $5 is a lot when they're little. Now they're like, really, $5, Dad?
Or
Like,
is it 20?
yeah, like let me get $10 at least, you know. But yeah, we know when they'll be able to tell once they're older, but that's because they're not wise to the ways of the world.
Yeah.
Like me, Johnny, and Liza, we were wise to the ways of the world. Like
Early
when we
on.
didn't have water, like we had to shower in the rain. When we didn't have light, we still had to shower in the rain because now the water doesn't work. You know, like another thing is
Or
like
go
we would
somewhere
go.
and take a shower or something.
No, we'd shower in the rain.
Real
Literally.
shit.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's all right. It wasn't too bad, you
Learning
know.
experience.
As kids, it wasn't, you know, like to us, it was like, oh yeah,
Fun.
but once we got older, to where it's like, fuck, like we don't have water.
Yeah.
Like damn, like
Yeah.
the light doesn't work. Like we're gonna sleep in the heat tonight
Yeah.
because the water doesn't
That's
work.
why little Johnny started
Doing crazy shit too.
working at such a young age.
Yeah.
Working
Same
and
thing
hustling.
for me.
Trying
I
to do
was
anything he could to make money.
14,
Help his mom out.
going and working for Letty at the salon.
Yeah.
A little bit of money, but
Right after school, you'd go there.
Yeah, to me
Yeah.
it was money. Like $50 a week, shit. I mean, I'm busting my ass, but that little $50 at the end of the week, I'm gonna feel like, okay, you know,
Earned it.
if I need something, I can go and get it. Like I don't have to worry
Right.
about my mom not having the money for me to get deodorant. You know, like,
Yeah.
and that's crazy that we had to think like that so young. But you have to sometimes. Like that's just the path you were given. Like, you know. And another thing is like, we would be like, you know, waiting for school to come because there would be days where we didn't get to eat because
So
we didn't have
food
money
would
for
be at
food.
school.
And another thing is like, if we didn't have money for food, then obviously we'd have to find food.
Yeah.
And we'd like go to the church. There was a church like right down the road from our house, and
Was that Fort Myers or?
yeah,
was that
Fort
in
Myers.
town? Yeah.
Fort Myers, right there off Palm Beach. And we would drive on the bikes, and we would go to the church,
Yeah.
and like they'd give us like popcorn balls. That was our favorite thing. Like
Yeah.
we would always get full of popcorn.
I remember
It was
the
junk,
Salvation Army had like a food pantry. You just walk in and grab what you needed, bread.
Yeah.
And I remember doing that.
Well, for
walking in the
us-
Salvation Army.
Yeah.
And they even helped me with my light bill a couple times. Like,
yeah,
hey,
they do that. We've
Yeah.
had to go to Salvation Army so many times to get water and light on, to pay rent. Like they help with stuff like
Yeah.
that, you know.
I
But
think it was Salvation Army or United Way. United Way helped me buy my house.
oh wow,
They had HUD or something like that. Or
yeah.
First
But
Time
you just
Home
have to
Magazines.
have like pay stubs and stuff like
yeah,
that, right?
show them pay stubs, show them all my
Yeah.
costs of living.
That's the only
show
thing
them my
that-
kids, because kids are what is it called? Like a deductible or something. Where it's
yeah,
like,
because
takes it off.
they're they depend on you. They're dependents.
Yeah,
There you go.
dependents, and it brings down the price of a lot of things.
Mhm, because
you
you
get
have
a lot
to-
of tax credits and all kinds of stuff. Because people don't know. People think people have kids for the tax
just-
credit. Because
Yeah.
people with kids get a good tax return, and people that don't get those tax returns, oh, you guys just
It's because y'all have a lot.
because
of
y'all
kids.
have a lot of kids.
Yeah,
We spend a lot more money than those people that don't have kids.
I know.
Think of how much money we spend
Yep.
on the kids to earn that actual tax credit back.
I know.
They don't know because they don't buy
Especially because they don't have a lot of kids. They
Yeah.
have one or two
the food
kids, and
for
that's
all
nothing.
of them,
Like,
clothing, the
especially
toiletries,
school
diapers.
time,
Yeah.
because
God, I'm
you never want to
dead
send your
broke.
kid with the same.
I'm dead broke.
Yeah, you never want to send them with the same clothes to school because then they're like,
Especially middle
especially once
schoolers.
they get, yeah, that's when, like, I mean, like kindergarten or like pre-K through first or to like fifth grade,
You
they
can
don't
alternate
really
it.
care.
Yeah, switch it
Yeah,
up. You
they
can't
don't
even
really
tell.
care, especially like if you have like bunch of girls or a bunch of boys, you just hand them down.
Switch it,
hand them down.
Or like, switch it, alternate it, yeah.
Yeah, but once they get to middle school, girls start noticing, like,
and talking about each other.
Yeah, like, oh, she's wearing the same pants she wore yesterday. Trust me, I went through that. Like,
just
when I had holes in my shoes, they would be like, oh my gosh, like black girls, we went to school with a lot of black girls, they'd be like, oh, she has like holes in her shoes, but they would hate because really I had really pretty hair and they didn't. So they were just hating, you know. But
I told my girls at the beginning of the year, I told them that toothpaste trick, like we get a paper plate and a toothpaste, squeeze all the toothpaste out, have them squeeze all the toothpaste out onto a plate, and be like, okay, now put the toothpaste back in the tube. Right? And I'm like, that's kind of like your words, and as you're growing up, you can't take those words back that you say, because there's kids less fortunate than us. You can't.
Yeah, and you just never know what anybody's going through.
Yeah, you can't. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their circumstances are, and you don't know what they're going to do with those words when you dish them out.
They don't understand how people get hurt either. Like,
they hurt them.
People do things to hurt themselves because they're so hurt inside because people treat them so badly, and they're just like, if this is how the world's going to be, then I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
You know?
It's nuts.
But I told the girls too, Yasmin and Jalen, I was like, look, y'all are going to middle school, and those girls out there, they're mean.
Yeah.
Like, they're mean and they're nasty. Like, they do nasty things to each other, like, you know, just torture each other just because they think it's cool and they think, you know, they're on top or something, just to be how they want to be.
Yeah.
So, you know, you see Yasmin getting picked on, you have her back.
Yeah.
Or you see Jalen getting picked on, you have her back because y'all are sisters.
Yeah.
Like, y'all aren't just friends that at the end of the day that y'all get mad at each other and y'all don't talk again. No, y'all are sisters. Y'all go home with each other. Yeah. Like, y'all are going to be the ones to have to live with that in the future, that you don't have your sisters back. You know, y'all have to be very, very united.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, these girls, they will pick bones off of you if they can.
Yeah.
They're mean.
And just with little snarky comments.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I could tell.
And they're
just
so
as
innocent.
I'm talking in the kitchen, I'm cooking or moving fast, saying something, not even thinking it, and I offended her. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta watch what I say now.
Yeah,
you know?
and they're so innocent that they don't really know. Like, these girls in the middle school, they're not. They are very wise to the ways of the world, and they're bad. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't care about their future.
They're unfiltered on social media too.
Yeah, that's what it is. And
I keep my kids off of it as much as I can. They do a lot of videos. My kids watch so many videos.
Yeah, YouTube.
But I try to YouTube, the unboxing things or the goofy videos, prank videos, which are harmless. But I try to monitor it as because what if they were on social media though? I can't stand that. It makes me so fucking nervous.
Yeah,
so nervous.
Facebook and Instagram, don't let them do it until they're like 15, 16, as long as you
think so?
can.
15 or 16?
No, I know so, because these girls start dressing like they're grown, and
that's
how they end up pregnant at 15 and 16, because they already know everything at like 12 and 13 and 14. So by the time they're 14, they're like, oh, like, I want to try this or I want to try that. Then they end up pregnant, or then they end up hurt by somebody that, you know, they just don't
put themselves in a really, really dangerous position.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. Like, they become friends with people online that they don't even know. I watched something on Twitter where this girl was a gamer, and kind of like Jalen. Jalen likes to play games. And she would go on video games and play online and do like online with somebody else on like random people. And like she would get paid from it. But at the same time, you know, she was putting herself in danger, and she ended up meeting this guy who fell obsessed with her. And because of that, she had a boyfriend, and he didn't know. And she's like, I have a boyfriend, leave me alone, or whatever. Yeah. Like, you're like, she knew he was becoming obsessed.
It was too late, because he already took all this information.
It was too late. And then her and her boyfriend, I guess, broke up. And then that guy was like, oh, let's go to a concert, whatever, this and that. So she's like, okay, you know, like, I guess, like, you know, I can try it because you're a really nice guy or whatever.
50-year-old man.
No,
crazy.
He was like her age, and he murdered her because he was like psychopath. Like, he was mad because he felt let on and all this stuff. And
that's insane. What state was that? Do you know?
I don't even remember, but it was not that, like, and this past month I seen that, and I was like, wow, like, this is what the world is. It was on Twitter. Mm-hmm.
You go on Twitter, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff on there.
What do you mainly use? Twitter the most, or Facebook more?
Twitter.
Twitter?
Yeah, definitely
really?
Twitter. Mm-hmm.
What's going on Twitter?
On Twitter, we talk a lot of shit about Trump. I'm not gonna lie. But
good.
Yeah, I can't
Let's
stand
hear it.
him. Well,
I want to hear some of it because
like,
I don't like that people see me. Like I've gone into a couple customers' houses, and they look at me and they automatically think I'm a Trump supporter.
Oh yeah,
but
because you're white though.
Because I'm a white guy, yeah. But I couldn't be further from it.
He just says dumb shit. Like he pretty much said immigrants were aliens, like they're invading the USA.
Invading.
Like if they're aliens, like he legit said aliens.
His wife is an immigrant. His wife is an immigrant.
He says some dumb stuff, like just some really.
He's never had
stuff.
to pay for like. I don't think he's ever been on the floor level talking to people and saying those things to like a group of people or individuals for that matter.
No, he's very unprofessional on Twitter. You should get.
Do you follow him on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on there right now and you can see what he says.
Let's see what he said today. What did he say today?
Today.
You know what he said? You know there's he wants to buy some country right now. He's been hazed over the last couple of days. He wants to buy Greenland. That's what it is. He wants to buy Greenland from whoever owns Greenland. But he wants to buy the country. And what are you going to do when you buy a country with 50,000 people in it? Or like the 50,000 people that are on that island.
Like the thing is, he tries to run us like a business, which technically the world is a business because everything's run on money.
America like a business?
Yes.
Yeah.
And to him, it's like everything runs on money. And the reason why he even wants to really build a border is because he says that the immigrants are taking jobs from the whites. But really, it's because
illegal immigrants, he said. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
but legal, it's weird because he's got legal immigrants that are co-signing with him. And like legal immigrants
to them, they're like, they have to work just as hard as we did. But do you know how long
citizenship?
Yeah, it
and
takes
people,
forever.
What so made me freaking cry was that picture on the river of the dad. You seen that?
Mm-mm.
It was on Twitter. That's why I got off Twitter for a little while because it made me super sad. And it was a guy and his kid. They were trying to cross the river.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that it makes me tear up right now just thinking about it. But it could have been me.
Why were they trying to cross the river?
He went to the border and they said the path for citizenship. This is why I don't want a camera.
Yeah.
The path for citizenship is delayed, and he was going to have to wait 6 months in that basically a concentration camp on the other side of the border in Mexico. There's this encampment where they keep people, and he's like, I can't live here. There's crazy people here. There's a lot of drugs, like not sanitary because it can't handle that many people, and the sewage and the clean just a nightmare. A nightmare. Imagine a nightmare and a camp. And he's like, let's take a risk and try to cross the border. And he didn't make it.
They died?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that made the front cover. I don't know even how I got on that. How did I say that? Oh, Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter.
That's how I got. I have to get off Twitter because that just broke me. That broke me off Twitter for a little while.
This is literally like, to me, history repeating itself. Like with the Nazis and all that. Yeah. Like him putting illegal immigrants in camps where they don't have food, they don't have drinks. Like they're not necessarily killing them.
On this side of the border, though? On American soil?
I think literally right by the border.
So it's like on American soil, we're going to have to make sure these people are vetted before they come in.
I'm not even too sure.
There should be something?
It's just a lot of kids.
What's the answer, though? What do you think?
I think there are some here.
Some? What?
Like concentration camps here that have like the ones.
Concentration camps, but there's like just camps of people that came here illegally.
Like people that came illegally and they're
see, like, what are your intentions here? Are your intentions for commerce or are they for crime?
Yeah, like basically. You know how they take the kids away from the parents and they separate the men, the women, and the children.
Right.
Well, there's like some that there was one that I seen where like the parents are with the children. I don't know if it's men and women or just women and the children.
Right.
Like they were sleeping outside under like this kind of tent type of thingy, and they had like. You know those heat blankets?
Yeah.
They're not actual blankets. They're like...
Tinfoil?
Yeah,
like shock
They were
blankets.
sleeping under there, like barefoot. Like the kids were like running to the gate like you know, like help.
Yeah.
You know, like they
when
want
the news
help.
crews came up, the kids run up to
they
the
want
thing.
help.
Yeah.
They want help. They don't want to be there. They don't understand why
that
their parents are thinking...
Why vet the mom and the kids? I don't understand that.
Yeah,
just
like women and children, they...
But if their intentions are good here, bring them right in.
Yeah.
Because... That's what we did with the Jews when the Jews were in concentration camps in other countries. They brought them here in the masses. Like they brought ships over here. Like bring them to us.
Right.
That's what the Statue of Liberty says. Bring me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. It's like that's what this country is founded on as immigrants.
Right.
But like with open arms. Not
isn't
like,
it technically once you touch American soil,
you have to go through the judicial process.
Oh, okay.
But basically, that's why they're taking the kids away from the parents. Because if I'm driving my car and shooting at somebody, or something crazy, my kids are with me, and that's a terrible example. But if I'm driving and my kids are with me and I'm committing a crime, what's going to happen? They're going to separate me from my kids. So that's basically what's going on. Their excuse or their reasoning for separating children from their families is, they committed a crime. But their crime is seeking life. But the thing is,
when they do take people, like, they're not actually committing a crime, but
they're seeking life.
Yeah,
that's all they're doing.
Want
they're seeking
a better life.
Yeah.
And like, they bring these children here, and they see like, why did my mom bring me here to live worse than I was living before? That's how these kids are seeing it. They're not seeing America as good anymore. Like
that's so bad. Oh
these
my God,
kids, they really don't see America as good. Like you see these kids crying, like begging for their parents back. All they want is their parents. That's all they know, really. Like, they just want their family. They don't want anything extra. How long do you think they're being held there? I think literally until they feel like taking them back to Mexico. Until like the people that are like
in Immokalee.
Yeah, they're like, come on. And there was even this one that I had seen where these people were like all the neighbors in the neighborhood. There was a man
blocking
and his son.
Yep, in the van.
And they did like a whole chain, human chain.
Yeah.
It should not be like that, like I just feel like it's unnecessary. Like you see their intentions. Like he just came from work. He didn't come from murdering somebody.
Yeah.
Like he just came from work with his son that's underage, terrified to even get out of the vehicle because he's not understanding what's going to happen to his father. They're keeping the doors locked because they know if they open that door, he's getting taken.
They're going to get raided.
And what if these immigrants that they're these illegal immigrants that they're taking aren't even really illegal? What if they're already citizens and they're just, oh, you look like an illegal immigrant.
You
look
know what
Mexican,
that person has?
so I'm
That
take
person
you.
has the person that has the citizenship that they do that to. He has standings for suing them for probably $1 million or more.
That's what I'm saying.
Who knows?
Like,
I don't know, but I bet you he could sue the shit out of them.
Like they make the mistakes of that, and a lot of things, like a lot of them can't talk like Spanish, and most of the ICE people are not,
What about them though? What if that
bilingual?
What if that was my job? I wouldn't take it, but I mean, what if that was one of our friends' career where that's what they had to do?
Well, then I would suggest they be bilingual and be able to actually speak instead of just
people
take
like
them.
People, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you got to treat them like humans. They're not aliens. Like he literally said that they're aliens on his thing and on his Twitter, and it's like, how can you call somebody an alien?
Yeah, that's how he words them. That's how he words it. Because I don't know why he thinks he can talk like that. Because
he thinks he's literally God, and he's not. That's the thing. He just.
Makes
he demonizes them, and for what? Like, how is it not a problem for other people to come out from wherever the fuck they want, but Mexicans can't? Like, what's so wrong with Mexicans other than they bust their ass? Like,
it's right there on the border.
What have you seen of any terrorism that they've done? You only see white people doing terrorism now at this point, like killing people just because of Trump. It is because of Trump, because before that there were school shootings and shit, but that's not specifically towards one race. Like now you see some kid shooting up Walmart in El Paso and all these people and kids dying.
There was another one in Texas too, El Paso, and then another one somewhere else.
Yeah, it was like literally on the same weekend.
Yeah.
And that's because of him. And he's like, oh, Trump's like, we don't support this. No, yes, you do, because you're creating this chaos. You make this chaos, because if it wasn't for you, this would not be happening.
You think it happened in some other degree, or it's happening just because of him?
It's happening because of him, because he's demonizing and alienating
15 seconds,
these
he
immigrants.
says some of the worst words in the worst combination.
Yeah.
He used to run a TV show. Now he's running the country.
Yeah. And he used to be on a TV show, so that says a lot, too.
Yeah, he has a TV show. He used to have a TV show. Now he's running a TV show. Now he's running the country.
Yeah. And that was the worst mistake America could have ever
He tagged
made.
something, though. He hacked into and he wasn't even, he was a Democrat, I think, before.
It was the money.
Before he was a Republican, he was a Democrat because that's where his money lined up. Like now, just to get elected, I think he hopped in this box called Republican or whatever, to get elected.
I think financially he has, in some way, like benefited our country, but other than that, he is making our country an uglier place.
Ugly, right?
Like people.
He's supposed to be the leader and like have like a presidential kind of attitude and like a uprising with him, but more it's like stepping on people's heads instead of rising them up.
Right. And he talks shit like he's some god, and
he thinks he's God.
He has some
God
type
complex,
of
weird.
Some type of, I don't know, stigma to him that it's just like, you think you're the shit just because you got elected president, which was.
You think he'll get elected again in this re-election?
I pray not. And I think a lot of people that didn't vote last year
are gonna vote. Yeah, because look what happens.
Because they're seeing that people are dying, and they know it's because of him. When Obama was president, did you see Mexicans getting shot up?
No.
By whites?
But him and the presidents before him also said we need stronger immigration policy.
Yeah, stronger immigration policy, but not camps that are keeping and you know. I guess not even giving a shit about the space of
the room
like,
they have.
you know, like you come in, you invade their homes, you take them from their homes, from their children, from their wives, you put them in places where are unsanitary and
most likely they're going to catch the men.
Because
most likely they're going to catch the men. Most likely, because they're the people that are out working, most likely to get caught with a big group of men. Now this big group of men is taken away, probably deported, and then they got all those individual houses that all those men
were supporting
are now
providing for, and now
and
then that's why the illegal women fall into the chain of them ending up getting caught or ending up in shelters, then ending up in these camps because they can't provide. To them from Mexico, they learn as, you know, they stay home with the kids, the man provides, which that's I
been
guess
thousands of years. That's
been
going
like
on for
even for us, it's just like old school. You could say now women work.
Modern,
now it's all this stuff.
Within this free country, women are getting almost their equal. I heard something. It's going to take 206 years for women to be totally for gender equality to be. Do you think there already is gender equality, or do you think there's still some unevenness?
There are a lot of inconsistencies, but there's.
I think it's just because there's so much time where men were just dominant in the workforce.
I think just more men are, I guess, I don't know how to say it, but like, they're just more.
Can't offend me, baby. Say whatever you want.
I don't know. Like, I guess, praised. Like, the women that work, they're not really. What do you call it? They're unnoticed. They go unnoticed. Like, women go unnoticed. I think a lot of men stay home and don't do shit. And then there's a lot of women that stay home and they provide. I know. Like my mom, she was one of them.
Yes.
With boyfriends.
Bunch of situations.
Yeah.
Like, where my wife, Natalie, she, for plenty of moms that all go to work and she babysits for these people and the dude's at home. Like, why doesn't he babysit? He's at home all day.
Right.
What the hell?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Truffles.
It's so weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's
my mom.
Flipped. It's like flipped.
Yeah. And a lot of women go unnoticed like that. Like, my mom, nobody really noticed how hard of a badass she was. Like,
hustling her ass off.
We struggled so bad, but she busted her ass and she did what she could.
Whatever
and I can honestly say that. Like, I'm not going to lie about that. You know, we went through hell and back, you know, but my dad was in prison.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend was a piece of shit.
Yep.
Off the side of the road. And she was busting her ass, riding her bike. When she couldn't make the bus on time to get to work, she'd ride the bike all the way over the Cape Coral Bridge from Fort Myers all the way to downtown over Cape Coral Bridge just to make it to work on time. Riding a bike. Then family would be saying, like, oh, she's on drugs. No. She's busting her ass. Yeah. She's a hardworking woman. She busts her ass to get to work.
Does
when
she deserve like a little bit of recreational drugs? Like maybe a little bit?
Yes.
Doesn't she deserve it?
Yeah, and even if she wanted to do drugs.
All those drugs are becoming legal now, so like, haters can shut the fuck up.
Tupac, I don't know exactly the words that he used, but he pretty much said, like, you know,
he's
my mom, like, I know why she did this shit that she did, because she busted her ass so hard. She was a single mom that she had no other coping mechanism.
Right.
So she did the shit that she did, but she busted her ass, and she did what she could as a woman to support for her kids.
And in those neighborhoods,
especially in those neighborhoods,
Tupac's neighborhoods,
me and Johnny and Liza grew up in those neighborhoods.
It's not as like imagine the opposite of that is like a village where everybody in the village helps raise the children.
Right.
You don't even have to clock in and clock out. Everything's just shared.
Yeah.
And it's no one has to like work 40 hours a week.
Right.
To provide just for your little tent over here.
Right. You make your food.
You wake up. You share.
Create your little. Yeah.
But in neighborhoods like that, it's like you're
everybody's
boxed off.
Everybody's for themselves.
Everybody's fending for themselves. In a violent way.
Yeah, like if you try to take my business, then I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Like
you stand in the wrong place and selling the wrong thing, you get shot or you get jumped.
You even going into a store at the wrong time.
With the wrong color on.
Wrong color on. Yeah. Even if not, and they're just coming to rob the store, and you just happen to be there, you're dead.
Yeah.
They don't want no damn witnesses. They'll kill your ass so quick that there's not even a word being able to come out because you're done. You know, like, that's just
horrible
how it is. And, like, I remember, like, a lot of the family members growing up, me and Johnny and Liza, like, we knew what drugs were. We knew what, you know, selling drugs were. Yeah. We knew.
That's why you knew.
We knew so much.
Like, that's why you knew, like, your grandpa would smoke. Mm-hmm. And you knew that was, like, not a big deal.
Right.
That was, like, that's him. That's a recreational drug in other places. Like, I think at that time, California had it. Or, no, Denver had it legal.
Right.
And
there was even some points where we didn't know it was legal or illegal. To us, it was just, it's a drug. But at the same time, to us, if you're not doing anything to harm anybody and you're only doing it to yourself, what harm can it bring anybody else?
You guys had a lot of knowledge of a lot of stuff, like what the sliding scale was of the severe drugs
we knew
and
how much,
like the light recreational drugs.
Yeah. We even knew how, like, we just knew too much.
Too much. That's what I'm saying. I know.
Much, you know, like,
too much.
We knew too much. And I remember, like, sometimes we would come to, you know, town. My mom would never come, but could you blame her? People were always talking shit about her.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of ways that...
I'd pick you guys up on the way from work.
There was a lot of ways she fucked up, but there was a lot of ways that, you know...
She did
her, she was doing the best.
Yeah.
She was doing her best. So, like, we couldn't really knock her. To us, it was like, that's our mom. Like, you're going to talk shit about a woman who's doing the best that she can.
That's why you guys wouldn't even go sometimes. Like, fine, I'll just stay here with my mom.
Yeah. I remember, like, sometimes they would come and we'd be like, nah, we don't want to go. Like, you know, like, we rather... Like, we'd come, sometimes they'd be like, oh, they're so bad. No, motherfuckers, like, we're bad because we don't have a good life. Like, you don't see the shit we go through. We wear Goodwill clothes with freaking holes in them. We go to school with shirts that have holes and stains that, to my mom, you know, it broke her pocket. But to us, it's like, damn, like, this is what we have to wear to school.
Made it work,
And, you know, growing up, it was like, damn, like, this is the life that we were handed. But now it just made us who we are.
Exactly.
Like,
it makes you a stronger individual now than...
And, like, growing up, Johnny and Liza and me, we were all very different, but all very alike.
Yeah.
We were all very badass.
Tight.
We were very close, and we were bad. Like, when we didn't have light and it was going to be hot outside, we'd go and make a tent right across the street in the woods, and we'd chill. Like, we made the best out of it. You know, like, we didn't sit there and cry over any spilt milk. We just made the best that we could out of everything. You know, if we didn't have food, all right, we'll eat Monday. Like, we can make it through. Like, even if we go to Titi Mary's and see if she got a snack or something, like, walk all the way over there. Sometimes she didn't, and sometimes that would be all right. Like, shit, we'll be all right. We did this last weekend. You know, to us it was
just another day.
You know, and then I remember, you know, Mariah's dad, Gennaro, would come and pick me up, and any way that I could get out of my mom's house, I would, because so much bad stuff, you know, like, just stuff that, you know, we shouldn't have to live with. And I would tell Liza, like, come, like, please don't stay. Like, I can't, like, I'm not able to sleep at night because you're staying, you know, like, please come. And she wouldn't come, but it was so bad, you know, like, it just, you can't. So I would leave, and I would go to Gennaro's, and he'd be like, man, like, you're so skinny. I'm like...
He'd feed you up?
No, like, I didn't eat because I was so skinny. Like, I was used to not eating, so I just wouldn't be hungry, you know? And he'd be like... He'd go somewhere all day, come back, and
Mariah was with you too?
No, just me. Like, he would go and pick me up, and I would go stay the night, and me and KK were really close or whatever, and she'd always, like, you know, like, make sure I was okay. And I would be, like, chilling in their daughter's room just all day. Like, even if they were home, like, I would just go chill in the room all day, watch some TV, you know, watch some Netflix, and they'd be like, you've been sitting in here all day. Are you hungry? And I'm like, no. They're like,
your body's
what?
used to it.
Yeah, and they're like, you haven't ate all day. Like, this is why you're so skinny. I'm like, I don't really eat like that. I don't eat a lot. And they're like, you don't eat at all. And I'm like, I just don't really eat like that. And to us, it was normal because we didn't have food in our house like that. We didn't have drinks in our house like that. We wanted a drink, we'd have to drink out of the hose.
Garden hose, yeah.
But, hey, it made us who we are. Like, I think that really did make me who I am today. Like, I don't think I would be the mother that I'm going to be to my daughter if it wasn't for the life that I had lived. You know, like, I don't ever want my daughter to go through anything or live through anything that I ever had to live through.
Yeah.
So that just makes me a better person, a better mom, and a stronger woman. You know, like, whenever, you know, shit hits the fan, I know how to hustle. Yeah. I can hustle. I don't have to sell drugs or anything like that, but I can hustle. No. I'll make work. You know, I'll figure it out.
Rosie does everything by the books now and totally makes ends meet just by hustling. Yeah, yard sales. Even buying, selling groups.
Yeah, like
doing side jobs, doing this and that.
That hustle. You know? Hustle. And she lived through the life that kind of like, you know, like her and my mom, they lived through life kind of like me, Johnny, and Liza. You know, not, you know, necessarily, but necessarily, you know, like kind of. So, like, they hustle. My dad, he was in prison hustling. Hustle.
Got out. Hustle.
You just
started his barbershop when he got out.
Right,
I was
when
so
he got
happy
out.
for that. Hell yeah.
You know, you hustle, and he still has that shop.
Hit the ground running. I was so happy to see that.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see that.
And he said he was going to do it, and he did. So you just got to hustle. Like, I don't know, you know, even though I don't have a job and I, like, go and work with Titi Rosie whenever she needs me, we're still good. Like, you know, and me and Edgar were like, oh, moving into this house, like, we don't know if we're going to be able to do it. And I was like, well, the only way we're going to know is if we try.
Right.
So we did, and look at us. Like,
risk is worth the reward.
Yeah, like, you know, I got tired of jumping from my mom's house to my dad's house because it just, like, I guess we would get in fights because I guess I'm
You're trying to find the best. Not only that, you're trying to find the best place for yourself.
Yeah, and really, that's really what it was.
What's wrong with that?
I just wanted to do better for myself. I knew living at my dad's house, it was too much of a hostile environment. Like, we were always fighting. I didn't like that he always had women in and out because at the end of the day, like, to me, that's no respect for women. Like, if you don't respect these women, you don't respect me, truly. Like, you know, to me, it was just not, like,
women
our house
in
is in a hotel.
Right.
Yeah, like, this is a home. Like, this is what it is. Like, when you come home, your food is cooked, the house is clean. That's because of me, because this is a home. Yeah. You got to treat it like a home, you know? And at my mom's, I always just stayed in my room because me and Liza, we'd bump heads, but it was because she did shit that I was just like, Liza, what the fuck, dude? Like, get your shit together, dude.
She still does that now. Kind of makes us think she needs help. Like, you're doing for her.
And that's why I'm trying to help her. Like, that's what makes me nervous is because we do bump heads, and I don't want us to end up getting in a fight.
The reward, especially when it involves another person.
Yeah, and I just want to, like, you know, me and Edgar talked about it, and I was like, I just hope, you know, this isn't a mistake. I don't feel like it's a mistake, but I just hope it's not because I know how Liza can be, and I just know that we're just trying to help her. Yeah. You know, like, we just want everything to be better for her. Like, you know, there are going to be a lot of rules living under my roof. I'm not going to treat you like you're a little kid. You want to go out and hang out, do you? You know, you got work in the next morning, get your ass up and get to work. I'm not going to hound you. I'm not going to act like your mom. Right. But you're going to respect my home. Yeah. Like, I had told her, like, girls aren't going to be in and out of my house. I don't do that. Like,
guys, like her friends and stuff.
Yeah, like, boyfriends aren't going to be in and out of my house. Like, if you have a boyfriend that you're with for a while, and that's a long while,
then you can bring him home.
You can bring him, but staying the night is not going to happen.
Right.
Like, Selena, you want her to come hang out with you for a couple hours today or through the day? That's cool. This is your home people. Too.
Don't treat it like a
like, this is your home too. I'm not going to treat you.
House or something.
I'm not going to treat you like you can't have your friends over, but they can't stay the night. You want them to stay the night? Go to their house. Yeah. Because this is my house, you know, like, I'm bringing,
domain. Yeah.
I'm bringing her in, letting her know before she moves in. Because I told her, I was like, I want you to know before you move in, like, what it is. So I want to talk to you because at the end of the day, this is my home. Yeah. Like, if I don't live a certain way in my home, nobody else is gonna live a certain way in my home.
And it's you and your man now, so you guys can be comfortable.
And now gonna be our baby. So now we're gonna cut our privacy just to help her.
Right.
Any way that we can. Yeah. You know, it's not like it's a problem. That's fine. You know, like it's okay. We've lived with people all our life. It's not gonna kill us. Like we've had our privacy. You know, it's awesome. Like we live in the comfort of ourselves. Like we can do what the hell we want.
Right.
You know, but. She's going to be living here now, and it's going to be a little bit different, which I don't mind, but she has to respect my rules.
The space, yeah.
Yeah, like, this is going to be my house. Like, and when I told her, like, you know, if you have a boyfriend, that's cool, but after a while is when you can bring him. Like, he can't just come to my house. Like, I'm about to have a daughter. That's 1. 2, I'm not going to be having no random dudes here. Like, you have one boyfriend, you're with him for a while, then he can come over. Staying the night is not going to happen because I have a daughter to worry about. Not only that, Edgar doesn't want no nigga staying here.
Yeah.
Like, hold up.
He pays the bills for one damn reason.
Yeah, he doesn't want another man living under his roof, especially for free. Like,
that'll hurt.
This is not a hotel. Girl, this is a home. Yeah. And so,
you guys have the option to buy this place?
No, but...
Maybe in the future, maybe?
Maybe.
No? Yeah?
Hopefully.
Would you guys like to?
We do want to talk to him about it, yeah.
You guys would like that?
Yeah, but we'll have to see what he says eventually. After a year of renting from him, we want to talk to him about it because we want to show him, like, you know, because when he said...
You have you have decent credit, though.
Well, my credit isn't bad, but it isn't up. Like, I've never actually done anything. You used it
a little bit, but didn't really hike it up.
Well, I haven't really actually done anything. Okay, like... It is good, but the longer it's taking him to pay off all his bills, then it's just, like, steady.
Yeah.
We want it to be good.
That's the way mine was.
Yeah.
I had to actually get a bunch of lines of credit and keep them at half or lower.
Yeah.
I don't know why the game is that way. No one teaches you that either.
Yeah, no.
No one teaches how to use credit.
Nope.
You
just know that you have to keep it good.
Yeah. Credit Karma.
Yeah, I know what that is.
App. It helped me. Like, it was like a throttle.
You don't have to pay for it?
No, it was like a throttle. I had to pay for some things.
Yeah.
They have the thing called Tally now for your credit card, which helps your... but then again, debt consolidation doesn't look good on credit reports.
Right.
Like, if you consolidate all your debt into one, it doesn't look good as if it was spread across with lower balances and your income ratio. It's a lot. There's a lot to it. Takes a lot. Like, that's why that app makes it a lot easier for me.
Yeah. Like, with my car, whenever I had it... And I only had a couple. Well, it's just because I had a couple weeks, like a couple months before it was paid off, like 3 months, and then it would have been mine, and then I would have started school.
Damn it!
That was my whole plan. Like, you know, like that's what I want to teach Liza. Like, you know, you can do this on your own.
Set
like,
your plan
I was
up.
doing it.
Set
like,
your plan up.
I was going to school. I was doing like the best that I could. You know, like I was making sure that I did what I needed to do to be able to rely on myself. Yeah. Like. I paid my insurance and I paid my car bill and I managed my money to get to and from gas. I didn't have much extra money, but when I did have extra money, I would treat myself because I deserved it. I bust my ass. Like, I deserve to treat myself because what I do is I work for what I have to do and it all gets paid. You know, like I make sure I manage it enough to be able to pay everything I need to pay. And then, like, say Edgar's birthday's coming up or our anniversary and then Christmas because they're all right there. Like, our anniversary, the 26th of November, his birthday, December the 1st, and then Christmas, the 25th.
Yeah.
So it's all right there.
Yeah.
But I made sure I saved months in ahead so that when that time came, like, I was able to get him the expensive gifts that he wanted because he doesn't ask for anything at all ever. So
I know.
When it's my turn to be like, hey, what do you want? You know, like, and it's expensive, it's not a problem because to me it's like, you don't ever ask for anything. You don't ever get treated to anything. Like, you know, if I want to go out and eat, you're willing to take me. You know, like, I ask for stuff. You don't really ask for anything. Right. So to me, it's like, you deserve this. Like, even buying me that $5 food the other day, that could have went to this. Like, you know, to me, it's like, I'm paying you back for everything because you've earned it. Like, you're so good to me. Yeah. So I want to repay you back, you know, like.
What did you want to go to school for?
I wanted to for nursing, but I thought about it, and I actually don't want to do that.
You don't want to do nursing?
I think that's really why I put it off for so long, because I don't.
You gotta follow what you're interested in.
And I think I want to be a teacher. I know.
I'm
love
kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for being a teacher.
I like that you're stern with kids too, though, because kids need a stern teacher.
Yeah.
Teachers are so.
They're ran over and stepped on.
Yeah, they're ran over, stepped on, and not thanked enough. They're the few. I'd like to be a teacher, but I probably won't make enough money. It's sad.
You don't think so?
I won't make enough money. I thought about doing a shop class at the high school or something, but it's not enough. It's not enough
but
money.
You could always do your side jobs.
I guess, but
I mean,
I like to go to work. Like where I work right now, I like to go to work and get off the clock and come and do stuff like this or do stuff with my family.
Yeah, and you know how much better it would be as a teacher? You could do it, Kevin. You just have to be able to manage. I had went to get my nails done the other day, and I had seen one of my old teachers. Her name's Miss Aguiar. Yeah. She was never a teacher for me, but she was a teacher in the high school.
Right.
And I was really close friends with her daughter. And
that's good to have those kind of people. Those kind of people save you, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they save the day? Save your life almost.
Yes. And she's like, "Oh, you want to go for nursing?" I was like, "I honestly don't know if that's what I really want to do because I've put it off for so long."
And you even did that in high school, a portion of it in high school.
Yeah, and
you dipped your feet in it a little bit in high school.
Yeah, and it's not that I didn't like it, but it's that I don't think it's really going to be for me. As a teacher, I would have holidays off.
Yeah.
I would be able to be a mom.
Yeah.
To me,
and you get to see your family coming up in the grade system.
And you get a certain salary, during summer that it's okay, this is what I have to work with. Then I'm going to manage it.
You get a paid leave? Teachers
get
paid
salary.
during the summer?
They get a salary, they get a certain amount. That's what I'm saying.
I'm down. I'm gonna start replying to those Hendry County school.
That's what I'm saying. You get the whole summer off.
Yeah.
Then if you really think about it, it's not really much time out of your life. You go in early in the morning.
Yeah.
You get out early in the afternoon.
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yeah.
That's nothing compared to 5 or 6 or 7.
Or overtime or on call when I work on call.
Yeah, or on call. That's insane.
It's ridiculous.
You get the whole summer. Not completely the whole summer.
You gotta go plan.
Teachers have to go before and they have to leave after.
Right.
But it's pretty much the whole summer.
Yeah, but the majority of it.
You go back for a couple months. Then it's, some type of Memorial Day, some shit. You get that.
There's
day
always
off.
a teacher work day, right?
Teacher something. Yeah. There's always a day that.
Wait a minute. There's a teacher work day, and they're never there working. It's ain't no teacher work day.
It's just a free day off because they deserve it. Because they work hard.
Yeah.
Pretty much they make our future.
Yeah. They teach our kids. The kids are our future. That's why I like what we do is fostering. And it's
right. You got to teach
people
them.
Think we do it for the money. We don't even do it for the money. We do it for free.
Right.
We just make sure that we get the food and the health care. That's all we need assistance with is health care and food. And then the stipend that everybody thinks we get, we don't even get it.
Yeah.
We don't even get that. Just give us the food and the health care, and we'll do it for free because
we'll do the rest.
Kids,
they deserve it. It's not fair to kids that parents are the way they are.
Oh, my Lord.
Even though, my mom, how she was, not everybody really knows, but they know, she wasn't the perfect mom. Right. But she did work so hard that shit blinds you. And then
but then our family is your own built-in DCF, kind of take the kids when shit gets bad and watch it, watch the kids when shit gets bad.
And then there was sometimes that shit would get bad and we didn't want to go with family because they would talk shit about our mom. That to us, what the freak? Our mom does everything she can and you're going to talk bad about her. You have a husband that can help you. She has herself because the man that she has doesn't work. He sleeps all day and stays up all night.
Stupid. How do guys do that? I don't understand that.
It's trashy, but
you can see. I see them in public too. They're really, in line for something.
Shit.
Yeah, they're hugging on the girl because she's buying everything for this fool.
Yeah, and that's just so embarrassing. I don't know how men can be so shitty like that.
It's because women are agreeable, too agreeable.
Yeah.
So they
too nice to let it slide.
For thousands of years, women have been the caregivers and the ones to
too reasonable with the bullshit.
And now that there's freedom and so many people holding each other accountable, I think it's starting that gender equality thing. It's even out eventually, and we're gonna have some awesome results from it. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
especially because the men that turn into women,
that turn into women. Sex change.
transgenders.
Okay.
a lot of them don't do it till they're like so old.
They do it in their older age, yeah.
It's because, well, a lot of them are barely realizing like it's okay to be who you are.
Right.
Like who gives a shit who doesn't like it? Like as long as you love who you are.
What's his name? Jenner. Bruce
Jenner. Yeah, look at how late in his life.
I know.
Like, and to me, whenever I heard that, I was just like sad for him. I was like, damn, like that's really sad that he waited his whole life to be
who he is.
You know, to shine as who he truly is. Yeah. Because he didn't get, you know, much hate because he's, you know, rich and all that. Yeah. And he made a book and he explained his life. And that was the smartest thing he could have done, personally, to me, because
solidified his
people
future,
hear his story and they're like, you know, at some point you can either accept it and understand it or hate him for it. And whoever chooses to hate, to him, it's like, I don't give a shit anymore because now I am who I was supposed to be. To me, this is who I was destined to be eventually. Even if it took longer, that's who I was supposed to be.
Right. What should we teach kids about that, though? Like, how do we explain that to kids? Should we let them know at a young age you can be a boy or a girl? If you want to be a boy, you can be a boy.
Kids will tell you. Like, they tell you who they want to be. Like, you don't just imprint, hey, like, just because you're a boy, you can't express who you are. Because there's kids that I see
showing my son manly things and doing guy stuff and stop that. That's for girls. I find myself doing that. It's uncontrollably.
It's because you're manly, though. Like, you know, you can't really help that. You know, it's the world you grew up in. Yeah. You know, like, this generation is different.
But should we like encourage them to be different? Like,
I think it's just more like you shouldn't shame them.
Right.
Like,
don't shame them, but like kind of guide them through. Don't do anything drastic in the early life, right?
I think it's just more like you show them what you expect them to be, you know, like, and that's just...
Or show them examples.
Yeah, like my dad showed me this, so I'm going to show you that. You know, like, that's what they're going to learn as.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think it's like you should shame them. Like Romeo, growing up, he was little and... You know, Mariah would be painting his toes, and he's a 1-year-old little boy. So he's like, "Oh, paint mine," you know, because to him, they're painting on each other, like they're drawing on each other. Like,
it's not feminine.
It's not about a girl or a boy.
Masculine, right?
Yeah, it's just like,
it's just painting.
Oh, you're coloring on yourself, like color on me. You know,
that makes it sound so innocent, right?
Yeah, to them, it's just like I want to get.
I never thought about it that way.
Color on me. I want to get my feet painted on. Like I want to get color on my toes. That's
it's
so
not
cool.
Feminine or masculine?
No, to them, it's just like, oh my gosh, like you just colored on my toes. No way. You know, like he's a baby. To him, it's like, oh, you want to color on my toes? You want me to color on your toes? Okay. Like, it shouldn't be like, hey, you're a boy, even though he's 1. At 1 year old, he doesn't even know that he's a boy. He just knows his body parts, and to him, it's just, that's normal.
This is a boy. This is a girl.
Not even. They don't know at that age. They just know, like, hey, my mommy's painting her toes. Like, I want to paint on mine. Like, I want to color on my toes. You know, they're not thinking, oh, like, am I supposed to do that because you're doing that, mommy? Or am I supposed to do that because you're doing that, daddy? Like, they see it, they like it, they want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like, they'll tell you what they are. Like, you know, a boy will be a boy and a girl will be a girl. And even a gay boy will be a boy. But if he likes boys, you'll know. You can just tell by how they act. Like,
how they act.
They will, like, a lot of gay little boys, you can tell, like, when they're gay because they like to hang out with mostly girls or like be around girls. They don't really do guy kinds of things. Like, and there are some gay guys that do, but they have like,
there's no real textbook for it. Right?
Yeah, like they have like their own tendencies. Like like girls that turn out lesbian or want to be transgender or something, they'll act some type of way. Like they'll be tomboys or they'll dress like boys or, you know, like, you can just tell. Like, they'll tell you who they are without you even asking. Like, they don't really have to... They'll show it within themselves, you know? Like, they don't even have to say it.
Like
and
their
you
actions
just...
and reactions.
Yeah, like, you'll just eventually know. Like, but I think what makes people stay in the closet or not want to go out and be who they truly want to be is the parents. Because...
Or public shame in that matter.
Well, mostly it's just parents because the parents are... what mattered the most. Like, as a kid,
they're the ones who built the foundation.
Yeah, like as a kid, they see their parents man and wife.
Yeah.
You know, like, So to them, that's normal. But if they like a boy, or like say a boy likes a boy, he's like, oh, like, is my daddy going to be mad that I don't want to be with a woman like he is with my mommy?
Right.
You know, like, and then a lot of men are like, a lot of men don't realize that they can hurt their child by saying this, but a lot of men do always say like, oh, if my one of my kids were gay, like I would disown them. And a lot of people do that. So a lot of kids, they see that.
That's gay.
Yeah. Like
that immediate reaction. Stop. That's for girls. Or stop. That's gay. Or,
yeah.
You know?
Or like they'll be like, oh, you little faggot, but they don't realize that they're hurting their kid.
Yeah.
Like they're hurting him
because
what if he is
underneath them that they can't step off?
Yeah, because to them it's like, oh shit, like he doesn't like gay people. Like
I can't be gay.
I can't be gay. Like even if I like a boy, I can't be gay. Even if I like a girl, I can't like a girl because it's not a boy. Like you know, like even some moms are like that too. But you mostly see the men. Like even with girls, you mostly see it with men. Yeah, they're like, you're like, why are you doing that? Like only boys do that. Like you don't need to touch the hammer. That's for boys. Or you know, just stuff like that. You know, I just think it's mostly the parents. Like their kids mostly worry about what their parents are gonna think. Yeah. Like what's gonna happen after this. Once I tell them this, what's gonna happen next? I think that's really what it all boils down to. I don't really think it's mostly the world, because now
the way the world is now
the world is just like, who gives a shit if you're gay? Like like who gives a shit if you're a guy? You want to go up there and dance on the stage, go and dance on the stage. You know, like they have those gay pride festivals and there's men out there dancing and, you know, putting on these Beyonce shows, and it's just like, that's awesome. Like you're expressing yourself the best way you can ever express yourself, and you're happy while doing it, you know, like. And
even though it doesn't make people, like those kind of the unions don't make people, it's still a good thing to allow those, like allow gay marriage, because those people can adopt.
And not only that, it's a free country.
Yeah, that too, but they can adopt. There's so much adoption needed. People need to foster and adopt so bad right now.
Right.
And look how much homes are being built now in the gay community with men and men, women, women. Yeah. And how many of those people want kids? Right. But they can't produce them biologically, naturally, but they can adopt and foster, and I think that's awesome.
There's a lot of families that have gays that the kids don't come out gay. It doesn't matter. It's not, you don't press anything. Like you will be who you're going to be anyways. Like if you're going to be gay, you're going to be gay. Yeah. It's just going to be who you are. Like it doesn't make you a bad person, or, you know, I know God says, like, you know, in the Bible that it says, God says, like, you know.
That's just a book written by people, though.
That's what I always think that, too. Yeah. I always think the same thing. Like, you know, people wrote that. Like,
and I think it's a book that's been diluted and rewritten so many times. Yeah. And it's probably founded on, like, biological reasons, like the reasons they would ban gay sex, or like this gay is not available or not allowed because the same shouldn't be with the same. Right. Everything has to be different. Yeah, everything has to be the way biology where everything works. Right. Not like the way the brain thinks, or the way people want to go for pleasure or for leisure or whatever, or just for emotional. You know. Some guys just need other guys to support each other. Some women just need women to support, and they don't want to be around. That's like, it doesn't make girls gay that they're like, oh, like this is my best friend, you know, like this is who I go to when I'm like really down and out or something. Some like, women go to other guys for their questions instead of like girls. Yeah. And that's true. Like, and that's another thing. Like a lot of men think that it's wrong for women to have guy friends, which I get that. Like, you know, some things. Ego. I think ego's involved. Yeah. Well, another thing is, like, some things do turn into what they not, like, you know, they expected it to be. Yeah. Like, they expected it to turn out to, at least. So I get that, you know, but not all the time. I don't think it should be a problem that men and women are friends. Like, I don't think it should be a problem that, you know, a woman has a guy best friend, because if that's what's gonna happen, then keep her happy though. Keep like she's gonna get regardless, sad at the end of the day, you all have a pact. Like people always have a pact. So if it's gonna happen, it was supposed to happen. Yeah. That's really what it is. Because if it wasn't supposed to happen that way, it wouldn't have happened. Just like you don't have your car and the things still happen for a reason. And that's what I said. Yeah. Like whenever I got my house and stuff, I was like, this was supposed to happen because I got in that car accident. I got money from it. I saved that money. I didn't touch that money. Yeah. Any money that I got from it, I saved. Yeah. Slowly but surely throughout the months,
I saved and saved and saved and saved. I didn't know what I was going to save it for, a car, a house. I didn't know.
Right.
I just knew I was saving it. I didn't touch it. And then Edgar came and worked on this house while it was getting fixed up after the fire and everything. And then he's like, I think that house is going to be for rent. And I was like, no way. Like, we were tired. It just
lined itself up.
Yeah. Like, we were tired
same thing with us when we were young, when me and Natalie, when we were younger. It just lined itself up.
Yeah, it just happens. You know, that's the path that it is. Like, how it all worked out was like, I was tired of hopping from my mom's to my dad's when shit would get bad. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm tired of this. Like, I want to be on my own. Like, I've lived through this so much that if something bad's going to happen, it's because of me. Like, if my life isn't going to go how I want it to go, it's because of me. Yeah. Because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Right. I was tired of leaving, like, it in other people's hands. Like, leaving my life in my dad's and my mom's hands. Or, relying on them to pay the water and the light. I wanted it to be on me. And it just was always something living with them. Something always happened to where it's like, this is not the life that I want for myself.
Now you're in control.
Yeah. You control it. Like, I knew, like, the life that I live here at my house is not the same as with living with my dad or living with my mom. Like, it's completely different. Like, me and Edgar stay to ourselves here. We don't really have many people come over. Like, we just stick to ourselves. Like,
Your gender reveal was awesome, though.
It was, right? Awesome. That was pretty cool. But
I saw your slow motion dance at the end.
That was so cool, right?
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I did not know. I did not know it was gonna be a girl, but I was like, oh gosh, I did not.
I didn't expect it to be like a poof of pink. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a burnout.
Yeah.
But it's like boom.
That was so cool.
That was awesome.
I was freaking out, but yeah, living here, everything that goes on is because I wanted to, not because like if Edgar wants
so much
his
has
friends
gone
to come
on
over,
that you weren't in control before.
Yeah.
Now you're in all the control.
Right.
It's all you.
Right.
It can all be good for
and
you.
that's like why me and Liza have to have the talk that we're gonna have.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is my house. Like, this is
Set
how
it
I
down.
run my shit.
Be stern.
Yeah. Like, this is how I run my shit. If you can't respect it, then this is probably not the best place for you.
Yeah.
But I'm letting you know now. But the opportunity is here. Like, this is an opportunity for her. This is not just help. This is an opportunity, because with this, she can become more responsible. Yeah. She can get her life together.
Branch onto her own.
She's not going to, like, I told her, like, drinking here like that, how you drink it, not going to happen.
That can't happen.
Like, I'm sorry, She's like, well, I want to get a job before I come. And I was like, you don't have to really worry about that right now. Like, you have to worry about it. You have to get a job. Yeah. But you don't have to stay.
Here, it'd be more motivation to get
her. I was like, you don't have to stay where you're not safe.
Yeah.
Like, this can be your home, but
it's a lot more
you
calmer
have to work
and safer
for it.
Here.
Yeah. And that's just really what it is. Like, she don't like it, then hey, go talk to dad or something. But like, that's just
the best
how it's gonna be.
Though. It's the best path for her, though, I think.
Yeah, and I hope it'll all work out, because I don't want her to live with my mom or my dad, because she always has problems there. Yeah. Here, it's not going to be like that. Like, here, we don't have partying, we don't have drinking. Like, Edgar wants his friends to come over, cool.
Right.
Like, I don't want you to go to your friend's house because I don't want to be home alone. But now that Liza will be living here, like, if he wants to go to his friends, like, hey, go ahead, like, Liza's going to be here, I'll be straight. Like, I'm not going to be alone.
Right.
But, like, before, Edgar's friends would have to come here. But, we didn't have them coming in here, blasting music, getting drunk off their ass to where they can't get home the next day, throwing up all over my house. Like, at my mom's, they take advantage.
Seems like he's been like stern with it too. Like, his house is his domain too.
Yeah.
Like, you guys make me so proud, though.
Thank you.
It was clever.
Yeah.
We should do this again sometime.
Definitely.
Yeah? You think that's a good end?
Yes.
All right, cool.
All right. Peace out.
Thanks, guys, everybody. On to the next one. Thank you so much.